everybody, this is Young Living Diamond Sarah Harnish, and I'm just popping on for a couple minutes because you guys have been sending me a question, and I wanted to make sure I dedicated a short video just to that exact question. So we're going to talk for just a couple of minutes about the Game Plan Oil Scriptbook. If you haven't had a chance to see this yet, this book is up on my website, oilabilityteam.com, and it's also up on Amazon. We are almost done with Kindle, so that's going to go up too. So all of my international friends, you guys will have access to that. Today, the workbook started shipping, so if you're still waiting on a pre-order, it's because those are just beginning to ship, and I am about halfway through the mini right now and hoping to have it done by Friday or Saturday. So those of you that are waiting on mini orders, those will be going out pretty quickly too. So hey to Tina and Paige and Carolyn and Deborah and all of you guys, thank you for hopping on. So I wanted to just dedicate a video to tell you how to use this tool. A book is a tool. It's not something that replaces the systems that you have on your team right now. It's not something that tells you how to do your business. It's just a tool. So you're going to use it with your gifts and your talents and the systems and things that you have in place already with your team, or the systems that your diamond has in place. And I just pray that it's a blessing. I spent 2020 on my knees praying over my team and praying over my OGV, and we were very blessed. We came through the pandemic. We did not lose rank. We did not lose significant amounts of OGV. We didn't lose a whole bunch of leaders coming through the pandemic, but we just kind of held. We just sort of held steady. And that was coming after, 5 years of rapid growth in my organization and going from, 27 people on my team to 65 people on my team to 120 people on my team and hitting silver in 12 weeks and hitting gold 5 months later. And we just had this really quick, rapid growth. And then last year, we just kind of hit a wall and held. We just held there. And so the first 6 months of 2020, I just spent on my knees. And so, Lord, give me some insight, discernment, and wisdom on what my team needs and what Team Young Living needs to get excited about sharing with people and bringing people into their organizations. Because at one point, we were adding 600 people a month to our team, and then we dropped down to like 100 people a month. Now we're back between 250 and 300 a month. But, for a while, we weren't adding hardly any at all. And I realized 80% of your time has got to be spent bringing new people in. So if you're spending most of your time doing DIYs and, training your leaders, which is very good. Training your leaders is important. I wrote Game Plan, right? It's super important. But if you're spending most of your time there and you're not bringing new people in, then you're not going to see growth in your organization. So I realized after I signed my circle, the thing that I did that was very effective to bring people in was a concept called Friends of Friends. So that was talking to the people that were on my team, my little team, which was 6 people, and then it was 27 people, and then it was 66 people 8 weeks into my business, and then it was 120 people 12 weeks into my business. So it was sitting down with those people, helping to get them to their wow moment so they were excited, and then they became a megaphone for my business, for me. They got super stoked, and they started telling people about oils, and they were filling my classes for me. It wasn't me tapping out my warm market. It was them bringing the 5 people that they know that are really excited about oils, and maybe their whole circle isn't excited about oils, but their mom is, and their best friend is, and a couple people they really love, right? And so that was how we grew from 27 people to 10,000 people on the team, was a concept called Friends of Friends. It does work that way for you, Diane. It really does. It's just, you've got to get them to their wow moment. So the question is, how do you get an oiler to their wow moment? How do you get your best friend to their wow moment? How do you get the woman at work to their wow moment? What is that gap? Like, what is that one piece that's missing that gets them to their wow moment? We're really, really blessed because Young Living is changing so many things in our favor for growing businesses right now. Between the new website that we have, my favorite thing that's changing is that they're not going to need a starter kit to come into Young Living. So maybe you've been talking to somebody about oils and you just keep talking and talking and talking and talking to them, and they just aren't coming to classes, but then they have a baby. Right? And now all of a sudden they don't want to use poison in their home with their baby, and you have their ear. But up until now, you still had to bring them in with a starter kit, right? You had to bring them in with CBD or with Ningxia or with thieves. But what they really needed was seedlings, right? That's what they really needed. They needed good wipes and they needed good baby shampoo. That's what they needed. So find that pressure point of what their need is. And now you can teach to that need, because you're not going to need to bring people in with starter bundles anymore. You can bring them in with what their greatest need is. And then you're going to get them to their wow moment a lot faster. So this is where the script book is a huge blessing, because when I was writing this thing, I was writing because the Lord laid it on my heart to put this together. And he gave this to me as my secret weapon to get to Crown Diamond, to do product education. I mean, I found whenever I do product education with my team, our OGV is just like bam, 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 bam. And people, for example, I had my editing team take the enzymes class and they went through it to edit it. My entire editing team ordered enzymes that month for them, for their spouse, their family members. It was crazy. Like the OGV was like, whoa, because they knew the power and the importance of enzymes. So that's what happens when you start teaching people and giving them good product education. So the Lord laid this book in my heart before I knew all of the things that were changing. And the fact that it released like right as all of these new changes came, is just a huge blessing, because it really truly came from God. We don't know as diamonds what's coming down. I mean, some of the Royal Crown diamonds know, but we don't know until much before you guys do. So, to have this book, which took half a year to put together, coming out right at the time when all of this is launching, is, it's from the Lord, because I didn't know what was going on. So take a peek inside. I love the script book. It's such a game changer. Thank you. Katrina says, I was telling a lady about using Rutaval at bedtime yesterday, and she said, I need that. And that opened the opportunity. Yes, Katrina, it's those conversations that lead to a diamond ship. It's that, little bit by bit, roll up the sleeves work and just getting out there. So let's just take a peek inside the script book, because you guys have asked me the differences. And for those of you still waiting on orders, we're down to our last 500 orders, and all 20,000 have shipped out except the orders that have minis in them, because I'm still finishing the mini this weekend. So if you have a mini, it's going to be a couple more weeks, but the rest of you guys, those should be out very, very soon. So in the script book, there's 25 classes in here, so you can tailor it to exactly what their needs are. Oils, thieves, Ningxia, CBD, and the kids class. These classes we have already launched on this page. So I know I'm teaching CBD next week. I just taught the Ningxia class all this week. Go check out those videos. They're really, really fun and really good. But I'm doing a slow launch because I want you guys to get your books in your hands. Once we hit Fearless in 2 weeks, when we start this class, we are now into brand new content. So you're going to want to get your teams on and your leaders on and all of that. And we're just talking about different ways to fire up your people. Other classes in your Oils of the Bible, Raindrop class, Feelings, Gut Health, the 4 most important Young Living supplements, Enzymes, Bloom Art and Savvy, so an entire skin class, hair class, tooth class, hormones and oils, animal aromatherapy, basic massage for couples. So it's a whole tour of the massage oils, intro to diffusers, which diffuser to use and when, seedlings, the baby class, the manly man class, top oily products for dudes, the techniques class, neuroauricular, the ear technique, valor balancing, how to make your own blends, the einkorn class, and einkorn recipes that'll blow your doors off, and then a tribute to the founder of Young Living, D. Gary Young. That class will make you bawl your eyes out. And then some protocols, so cleansing, weight loss, emotional release, energy, Gary's Great Day protocol, grief, internal oils, and 2 bonus classes of colds and flus and teacher training, and then keeping God as your center in a crazy world. So this is the script book. Could you imagine what would happen to your team if every person on your team had all those classes? Like, what would happen to your OGV? Maybe you have a team of 10, and you made sure that they had all of those classes by the end of the summer, and you taught them, each of the classes. I mean, oh my gosh, guys, your OGV go cray cray. So this is the workbook that goes with it. The workbook's actually bigger than the book. Look at that. Isn't it crazy? It's a big book. But in the workbook, we take you through 10 points for every single class. So each section starts with coloring pages so that you can get to learn what the plants look like and color them in. Just a little relaxation technique. And then there's 10 points to each class. So like I have a little intro and I just give you some inside information or a little heart message. These are my kids. This is the kids class. So I just kind of show you my family and spouses and grandkids and all of that. This is my little granddaughter Nugget. And then there's 10 points in the workbook. So key points from the class, and it's good stuff. Like it's things that really, really, really get them thinking. So, get them placing where they are in their oils journey. Matching up the oils with their properties. What are the top safety tips for kids? Which toddler application would you use the most? When your children should be able to play safely without worrying about. Then it gives them action steps. So action steps, like what are things that you can be doing to start applying some of the stuff in this kit, like praying over discernment, for discernment and conviction on how to best protect your family. If you're not carrying the oils around with you, make sure that they're where you will be. And so here's some different places you can put the Kid Sense oils: sleepy eyes and snifflies on a shelf above your little one's bed, tummy jies in the bathroom, Kid Power in your bag for play dates, Owie in the living room or the playroom where your kids hang out the most, Genius at the table where your kids do their homework or buy the diffusers. So it just gives them these really powerful action steps. Here's some other books in Young Living that you can read if you want to learn more about children. It says your kids will become pro-oilers just by seeing you oil. Introduce them first to the smells. So how do you introduce a child to oils for the first time? Show them how wonderful they are and how much you love them, and then put oils on in front of them. Make it something positive, and they'll start to warm up to the oils and even put them on themselves. My 18-month-old granddaughter, Lila, is a beast when it comes to oiling. She knows exactly what to do. Patty says, my team of 12 doesn't care. It's so sad they don't care about anything but the oils. This drives me crazy. I can't get them more involved without making them think I'm selling. What I would tell you, Patty, is sit them down one by one and find out what's going on in their life. Make a list of the 3 top health issues. Look up those health issues. Start working on their journey with them together, side by side. Get one leader fired up and then another person fired up, and you will find a way to their why. Diffuser recipes. We give you some, that's the 3rd part of the workbook. And then the 4th part are some loyalty rewards ideas for 3 months. And then checklists of products mentioned in the class. I actually put this together for the business builders, for the brand partners. So when I'm going to teach a class out of the script book, say I'm getting ready to teach the Ningxia class to my team, 2 or 3 weeks before I'm going to teach that class, I go on my team page and I give them the list of all the products that we're going to be talking about. All right, we're going to train on, if you're doing the kids class, the Little Oilers starter bundle and the roll-on collection and these personal care products and these supplements. And so grab which things you feel convicted to grab and be ready to go on the 1st of the month when we go and teach this brand new class. So then you'll have all of the stuff already in your hands from Loyalty Rewards. So it's just a quick little section where you can share exactly the tools they're going to need to be able to get through that class. Then there's bonus training not included in the script book. This particular one teaches your team how to use a reference guide. So it goes through with, 8 different tips on how to read them and what they mean and what they're looking at and how to utilize reference guides most effectively. And some of that training is rare bonus training. Some of it is just stuff that, was said at convention 10 years ago, or old Gary training or old blog posts that have been lost. And it's just stuff that is not easy to find that is really good training. Then the 7th thing is a DIY craft for the class. So there's different things that they'll be doing that will get them playing with the oils. Then there's affirmations. And these affirmations for this workbook section are for your kids. There's no one better to be than myself. I get better every single day. All of my problems have solutions. I matter. All right. And then there's a journaling section. So, and I give you some lines to do journaling and record your oils journey. Could you imagine if you had your leaders working through this, and your product users like sitting down and writing some of their journaling and then just thinking through their oils? So what oils have I used this day, week, and month? What results did I see? Is there a story that I want to remember? Did I help someone this week? What did I do? Did I see a new idea with oils on social media or elsewhere that I'd like to try? What hit me from the class? What do I want to learn more about? What are my current oils goals? Each of the workbook pages unlocks a letter that is a hangman game in the back of the workbook that's going to release a Candida script that is from the 2nd script book that I haven't written yet. Sarah says, have you tried speaking affirmations over each person after praying for them? Most people are familiar with self-affirmations, but they work for others too. Yes, that's awesome. So follow up, the 10th section after the journaling and affirmations just gets you, when you go through a class, sitting down and saying, all right, this is the person that just came to the class. Have they been given a script book mini, a fearless book, or a game plan mini for the business opportunity? Have they had the core 5 classes? So oils, thieves, Ningxia, CBD, kids class, other classes that they might have sat through. What's a class they want next? So you can start putting your schedule together for the next month based on what they're interested in. And then there's a prospecting page where you can write down their names and how many times they've been invited to the classes and what they might be interested in. and then it goes into the next class. So this is the workbook. In the very back of it, I showed you guys a little bit of this, but in the very back, after the Honoring Gary class, there's some really cool material in the back matter. There is a little trivia section. So if you like to do giveaways during your classes, it gives you an idea of giveaways that you could do. So empty roll-on bottles or drams, a roll-on of any oil you have with the oil and carrier in it, a mini reference guide, a packet of Ningxia, a packet of MindWise, tube of nitro, a sample tin of CBD, a Thieves Household Cleaner packet and a spray bottle, a sample of Thieves Whitening toothpaste or lip balm, or a Wolfberry Crisp bar, or a Scriptbook Mini Fearless or Game Plan Mini, or a 101 or 102 CD, a can of Zing. And so I put a couple of things, maybe a packet with 2 Super B vitamins in it or a Citrus Slim. And so there's a couple questions for each of the classes where you can do some giveaways and it gives you the answer. So that's just to keep the energy really high in your classes while you're teaching your classes, and it goes through all 25 of them. Another thing is it gives you some icebreaker in team building games. So say you want to play Never Have I Ever with your team, right? Never have I ever used Mira hair oil on my face instead of the cleansing oil. Never have I ever added dill vitality to my spaghetti sauce instead of rosemary vitality, right? So then there's a treasure hunt where you can hide things around the room, and there's a catchphrase game and Gary bingo, and it gives you all the stats about Gary and things that they could do. So there's word scrambles, and there's once upon a time and riddles, and there's actually an entire word search you can hand out as people are coming in. So the workbook is just so much fun, so much fun. And then it gives you the bold close and just walks you through how to close your classes effectively. This is one of my favorite things in the workbook. Members of my team that have had the 25 Scriptbook classes. So every time somebody comes to one of your classes, whether it's on Zoom or in person, or however you want to do it, you write down, are they a prospect, distributor on, loyalty rewards, or a leader? You put their name down and their contact information, and then you keep a record of the classes they've had so that you know, all right, they haven't had a massage class, they haven't had a tooth class, and all 25 classes are in the back here, so you can track which of your leaders have had which classes and what they're most excited about. And we gave you spots for 100 people. So that would be to build you all the way to silver, right? The average silver team has 100 people in their organization. Then I just wanted to encourage you. So I gave you some oils mishaps, things that went wrong for people using oils. And then the oily hangman game that unlocks a script from the next script book, which is pretty fun. And then there's a little certificate for finishing the workbook in the very back of the workbook. So the only other thing that I have created so far, you got the script book and the workbook, is the teacher's edition. And basically this just makes it really easy for you to be able to teach. So the book is exactly the same as the Euler edition, but you put it in a binder instead. So you'll get a cover for it, and you'll get a side cover for it in the back of the book. Everything is right there for you. It comes hole punched and shrink wrapped, so it's really easy for you to be able to use. And there's tabs, and you can pull out just the one class that you need. So we've been talking about the kids class. Say you turn to the kids class, you've got divider tabs. You got all of Gary's stories and pictures told by the diamonds in full color in this. And then you can go and pull just the one class that you need out. So say you want to teach the kids class, it's got an estimated read time on it of 45 minutes, and the font's a little bit bigger, it lays flat, and it's easier to be able to teach out of. So, but content's exactly the same. So those are the 3 things. So let me tell you how I'm using it on my team. Carolyn says my teacher's edition is such high quality. I can't wait for my bundle of joy. So I'm a diamond. So what I did was I made a list of all 76 of my silvers, and I sent them a box with a script book and a workbook and a teacher's edition and a mini in it. So they got it in the mail. They're super excited. So what are they going to do once they have a new teaching tool? They're going to go out and start teaching classes. So I engaged with my leaders and sent it out to them and just did it over a period of a couple of months. So maybe you pick a couple of leaders on your team that you want to get excited again, and you send them little bundles in the mail. Another thing that I've been doing is if it's somebody who's really faithful on ER, like they've been ordering 300 PV for like 5 years, then I will get the book and the workbook for them, and I put it in the mail with a little thank you note, and I ask them which class are they most excited about, and let's get on a Zoom, and I will teach them the class. And then you have the PowerPoint, all the other things that you can do, and then they turn around and they duplicate it because they're super excited about it. If it's somebody that's spending like 50 PV, I might send them just the mini and see if they're, that gets them interested in coming to a class. Or if they've been faithfully ordering maybe 50 or 100 PV a month, I might send them just the script book. I don't know if you know this yet, but they're discounted by like 50% on my website if you're ordering in bulk. So if you get on and you get 10 of them, you're going to get it much, much cheaper than if you're just ordering individual copies. So are they still available? Oh yeah, we're like just launching it. Like this is brand new. So another thing that I'm doing is I'm teaching regularly on my product page, and I get all of my upper leaders together and I tell them what the game plan is for that next month. So, hey, we're going to be doing the kids class this next month. So I'll put the product list of everything for everybody to order. And then I will teach a class at the beginning of the month. And then I'll do little drips all month long where I'm pulling things out of the workbook for all 30 days. And I either give them a diffuser recipe, or I give them an action step, or maybe halfway through the month, I break out the bonus training and we do a 5-minute video on the bonus training that's in there. Or I get together with 1 or 2 of my leaders and we shoot the DIY. And we time lapse it, or we shoot it in person and put it up on our team page. And they get super excited about that. Like my team is going crazy for the DIYs. They love it. Then they're getting on and I challenge them every video I shoot, go get the script book yourself, because we literally just did like 1 page out of the 700 page book. So if you really like this stuff, go order it, like go grab it for yourself and for your team. All right. So another thing that I'm doing is I am peppering my market with script book minis. And what I'm finding is that mini book is a tool to be able to market you and to market your classes. The beginning of the mini goes through all the classes that you can teach in the script book. So, I'll talk to somebody and they say, man, I've got like so many kids. I am just so stressed. We've had a really rough year, all quarantined and stuck together in the house. And I want to do things to boost their immune system. I'm not really sure what to do. And I say, girl, I teach a class on kids. Like I could totally help you with that. And I give them a mini and say, look at in the front in the table of contents is a list of all the classes I can teach. They open it up and see the table of contents and say, you teach a hormones class? You teach a seedlings class? My sister just had a baby. I didn't know that, right? And so they get super, super excited and they come to the class. So it's really been helpful. Camille says, I got my teacher's edition this week and I've got classes on my calendar for the next 12 months. That's awesome. Diane, you've just given a great way to get everybody excited. Yeah, I know, right? Stephanie says, sometimes it's hard to spend more than $300 per month. Well, then I would challenge them to become a brand partner. And let me come teach a class where they have 5 members of their family or their friends show up and we get them on essential rewards so they get a paycheck and they don't have to worry about the cost of Young Living to them, even if as far as they want to go is just executive, or senior star, just so they're getting enough of a check to cover their product. Gail says, do you think with a very small team, I should have a product page, or is it okay just to stay on my personal page or in Instagram? I think it's okay to do it on your personal page. Yeah, if you feel the need to start a team page and do product education on there, that's not a bad call at all. Shay says, I'm stocking this book right now for all my growing team leaders. Thank you for pouring into this and not giving it up. So a couple of other things. I just took this to a beach retreat with all of my diamond friends. And I asked them, these are people running multi-million-dollar international organizations. They're clearly very gifted at what they do. It's really intimidating to walk into with a tool when you're around very powerful women, right? But this is what the Lord laid on my heart. And I just asked them, guys, what are some ideas you have where you can use this in your organizations? And a lot of them said, I've already mapped out. I'm going to be teaching it on my class. Or my product page and my leader page. They said, I'm going to have a leader alternate with me. So we're getting different leaders that are kind of clocked out and they're coming in and they're doing some of the teaching. Some of them wanted to pair it with the new app Life Steps. I haven't had a chance to look at that amazing app yet, but I love all of the tools that Young Living leaders have built. They're just amazing. And pairing it with that and using that to funnel them to a class. People have talked about Project Broadcast drips with a couple of the content, sentences and stuff out of the scripts and using that as a tool to funnel to a class. People have talked about Instagram stories and shooting a story, say you pick 5 things out of a class that are a sentence or 2 and shooting a little Insta story about it to generate interest and get people to come to the class. So yeah, the mini is in pre-order right now. We're going to be in pre-order for a couple more weeks on it. All right. Teacher's edition, we're down to the last 500 and they're all shipped out. So we're almost there. So another way that I'm using it is I'm connecting with my team that I'm not close to by doing Facebook classes via Zoom on my page. So I'll set up an event. I will connect with the leader. You're still building that relationship and getting them excited, but I'll connect with the leader and then they will bring 3 or 4 people to the class. So they're very excited about it because I haven't done anything with them in a couple of months because of the pandemic. And then I get on Zoom and I'm working just with that leg or just with that one team. So I don't know a lot about Instagram. You guys are on Instagram. You're rocking it. My gold leader set up my Instagram page for me, and I didn't even get the password from her. And then I logged in and I had 16,000 people on that page. So I'm like kind of learning it as I go. I was like, all right, I really do need to learn Instagram now with this many people on the page. But we have been designing Instagram images that you guys can share. They're called shareable graphics. So if you go to my webpage at oilabilityteam.com and you click on share, you'll see the classes from the script book there, the ones that we've covered every time I teach when we release the class digitally. So you've seen the ones that I've covered. If you click on it, you'll see shareable graphics. And those are images designed for Facebook or for social media. You'll see challenges on there. Like I just put all of the Ningxia challenges up on the Facebook page earlier today. Those are right off the Ningxia page. So if you're ever trying to know if there's more resources out there that you can use, there's a lot of ways you can get people excited about coming to the class. Whether you're using a drip campaign, whether you're texting them, whether you are building the relationship behind the scenes and finding their needs and tailoring a class to what they need. The neat thing is in the workbook, it gives you a lot of product suggestions. So it's going to help you kind of tailor stuff to them. You might be going on the class pages at oilabilityteam.com and using a textable class and texting it to people as a podcast to get them into the full class with the PowerPoint. You might be putting product suggestions up. You might be sharing diffuser recipes or DIYs. We're going to start shooting all the DIY videos out of the book and putting those up as graphics and shareable media, time-lapse DIY videos that you guys can share on your team pages. So there are calendars, scavenger hunt calendars that take them through starter kits and through the different products. So you might do a 30-day Ningxia challenge using the scavenger hunt calendar on the Ningxia page. So that's another way that you can do it. So you might take a class and decide you're going to break it up over the course of a week, and every night you get on and you teach 10 minutes out of that class. And that's a great way to do it too. So there are so many ways to use this as a tool. It's just a tool to grow your business. So if you like it, please hop on Amazon and leave me a review. The more reviews we have, the more people get excited and go on and order it. And, you can leave a review on my website. Share it with the people that are around you. Share it with your team. Don't forget that we have it up in bulk and it's discounted on my website. So that's an affordable way to get it in your hands. I can't show you the mini yet, but I'm on chapter 6 right now. I'm hoping to get to chapter 10 tonight and then 15 to 18 tomorrow and then finish it on Friday. So please be in prayer cover that I can get it done. My editing team is caught up with me and the formatting team is as well. So we're flying through it. Yeah, 10-minute classes every night for a week is great, or breaking out the scavenger hunt calendar with your team is great, using the shareable graphics, doing a project broadcast drip. Like there's so many ways that you can get people excited about the classes. I like to issue a challenge to my team. Can you come to all 25 classes? Like maybe you get a rare oil or a pricier oil and you offer roll-on for all the product users on your team that come to all 25 classes. Minis will fit in the purple bags. Yep, they will. We need minis. I know, I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Thank you for your reviews. That really means so much to me. So as an author, it's like the most amazing way you can say thank you. That and sharing stuff on social media. So if you really like the book, share it. Like put it up on social media, tag me in it. That's a huge blessing to any author out there. So I'm going to go finish up that mini and work my tush off on it tonight. And God bless you. I hope this has given you a few ideas on how to utilize these tools. Even if you took 30 days and you worked through the stuff in the workbook with your teams or just with your leaders, could you imagine using the book and the workbook at a leaders retreat and teaching 5 classes for your leaders at a leaders retreat? Or we've got, another Young Living event coming up here in a few weeks. Maybe a Young Living event, you chase it with a Gary class for everybody who came to your house. Right? And you offer some Gary resources. Like there's just so many different things. Or you do a DIY out of the book, at there. So I pray that that it just inspires you and gets you excited about Young Living and gets you wanting to share. That's the goal, is that there's classes in this book that your team they haven't had yet. So diffusers, blending, that kind of stuff. Brand new content, the Gary class that they've never seen. And so they get excited and they come to class and they start inviting people again. And by inviting people, that equals OGV. Spend 80% of your time prospecting, right? 80% of your time prospecting, 20% of your time doing everything else in your business. Training people for ER, training your leaders, doing personal development, all of that should be the last 20%, but 80% should be bringing new people into your organization. And the way that you do that is product education, right? It's this right here. And I'm going to recap with a good Vicky Opp first, saying she's just a beautiful Royal Crown Diamond, good friend of mine. And she said, she introduced the concept of train two to train two in her book, Heart-Centered Sharing, which is a great book. And what she said is, if you turned around and you trained two people, so say you took two people through a couple classes in the script book, and then they turned around and they trained two people. Maybe they just taught two classes out of this book and got two people super excited into their wow moment. And those two people turned around and trained two people. And those two people turned around and trained two people. That if that duplicated only 12 times, you would have an organization of 531,000 people, and you would be a Royal Crown Diamond in 1 year. If you could get your team duplicating the classes and bringing people in. So set a goal of 2. That within a week, they turn around and whatever class you have taught, they teach that class within a week. They go grab the PowerPoint, they grab the book off Amazon, and they sit down and they go teach that class within 1 week. And then you offer incentives for them turning around and training 2 and train 2. Because that's how you grow your organization super fast, right? Is by product education and training. So I love you guys so much. I'm praying for your organizations. Let me do a couple giveaways because I haven't given anything away yet today. I'm going to give away 3 script books and 3 workbooks tonight. So tell me who hasn't won anything and who is inspired by some of the sharing ideas tonight. You're going to try a few of these things that maybe you've never thought of to try before. Let's see. Start picking a couple of people. Darius Kaczynski, you're winner number 1. So there's going to be 25 PowerPoints. Yeah, I know, isn't that crazy? So Darius, you're winner number 1, 3 Euler editions, 3 workbooks that you have just won. Let's see, who else? Carol Pierce, train 2 to train 2. Good, yeah. So you are winner number 2. So 3 Euler edition and 3 workbooks. All right, Sarah Mae Schneider, you're winner number 3. You just won 3 Euler edition books and 3 workbooks. She says we need a D. Gary Young, foundation class. How about a class dedicated to the farms and the oils grown there? It's already in the works for book 2. It's already in the works. I've already got that going. So I never win anything. Okay, Krissa, you're winner number 4. I wasn't going to give away 12 books today, but you just won it. So Krissa, Clark, Janke, you're winner number 4. All right. So all my winners, you guys email me in at oilabilitywithsarah@gmail.com, SARAH. Tell them that you won. We just gave away 12 books tonight. I love you guys so much. Tomorrow night, what's today? Today is Wednesday. So Thursday, hop on and we're going to do the workbook for Ningxia. And then next week, we're going to do CBD. So every single week on Tuesday, I teach a class. If it's a longer class, I also finish it off on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we do the workbook. And that's how we're working through all 25 classes for boot camp, right? So it'll be teach class Tuesday, workbook on Thursday. And we're wrapping up Ningxia and then next week CBD. And then we get into some of the brand new content with Fearless. We've already got the PowerPoints designed and my team's working 2 weeks ahead of me. They're just slaying it out there with all the things. I'm finishing the mini this weekend. And then next week I start recording the book on Audible. I have never recorded a 700-page book on Audible before. So, pray for that project. And then I'm thinking about recording the workbook also for you guys on Audible because there's so many good nuggets in there that are just amazing. So you'll have to tell me if you like it. And Greta says, I just wanted to see you face to face for a second. I love you guys. Yes, go get a workbook. Go get some minis. Go get the minis. They're only on my website right now, but when I get it done, we will upload it to Amazon and then you can order 1 or 5 of them if you want just a couple. All right. Nina says, yes, I made it after church, but Nina, I just wrapped up. So Sarah says, if you do 2 a week, you could be Royal Crown Diamond in 5 months. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I love it. Leslie, you're amazing, girl. I love you. Thank you for getting on. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern. And let's all rally and root for each other as we work to bring oils to every single home in the world. Euler Edition, Workbook, Teacher's Edition, Mini. I want all of your leaders to have all 4 of those because this one, I want them to scribble on it on their nightstand next to their bed at night as they're learning every single thing that's in that book and workbook. This one, I want them to have a clean copy to go teach out of when they're teaching classes. So that's my recommendation. I have a podcast. Well, I have done textable classes, but maybe it is time for me to start some podcasting. I'll think about that after I get the Audible book done. Do you guys want to see where I'm going to be recording the Audible book? And then I'll let you guys go. All right, I'm taking you deep into the catacombs of my house right now. Deep into the catacombs. And I can show you this because I was just anchoring news today. So let me see if it is on good. I'm going to turn my camera around and show you. I actually have an entire setup to do podcasting because I happen to be a radio network news anchor. I have been anchoring news for 23 years. So this is not even a podcasting mic. This is a studio broadcast mic. This is what we use in the professional studios. And this is the same headset that I anchor with when I'm anchoring. I anchored all day today. And here's my glasses. Those are always really good. And there's my board. And here is Adobe Audition, which is professional radio grade software for doing editing. This is my 6 o'clock newscast that I just recorded and sent in a while ago. And I have access to, everything that I need to be able to put together an amazing podcast for you guys. So yes, I totally could do some business podcasting. For right now, the studio is going to be used to shoot the Audible version of the book. What brand is that? Let's see. Well, it's an Electro Voice for holding my mic up, and it's an Electro Voice microphone as well. It's a really, really good quality. This is what we use in the newsroom back in New York. So, yeah, if you guys wanted me to do some podcasting, oh yeah, and I've got soundproofing too. But do you want to see something super funny? Okay, so this is my bathroom, and they give us all these closets in these big houses, but I don't need all these closets because I don't really have a lot of clothes because I'm kind of a tomboy. So this studio right here just happens to be in my bathroom right by my toilet. See? So I got to be very careful if I'm recording stuff because, ain't nobody flushing while I'm going to be working on stuff. So yeah, servant-led leadership. I love that. Yeah, you're giving me a whole bunch of ideas. So I'll think about all that. I got a lot of things on my plate, guys. I got to get to Crown Diamond. I got to finish writing the mini. I've got to get the entire 700-page book and 700-page workbook up on Audible. And we're doing a boot camp right now too. So lots of good things coming. But for right now, let's all lock arms and teach together and rank together, right? Let's teach together and rank together, because when you're out there and you're sharing oils and you're bringing oils to every home in the world, that's when you see growth in your organization. So I pray that this tool is a huge blessing to you, that it really ignites your team, gets people that have been clocked out for a long time engaged again. And I'm homeschooling. Yeah. Do you want to see? We've been homeschooling in bed today. Look at that. This is my homeschool schoolroom. So my one son sits in this chair and he does all of his C work. The other one snuggles with me here on bed. And we just did Apologia Physical Science, and we did Treasury and Story of Us, which is a history book. And we've been doing Trick Geography and Philip Yancey, the Bible Jesus read. And our reader right now is To Kill a Mockingbird. So we've been doing a missionary study on Cameron Townsend, the guy that started Wycliffe Bible Translators. So we were on week 27 of school. Yeah, homeschooling in bed. I know. I sit on my biomat and I do all the reading and all the schooling. So I know, right? And writing books and trying to get to Crown. So God bless you guys. Thank you for the way that you encourage me. You're just awesome. I should shoot a whole video and give you a studio tour this weekend. That would be kind of fun. Show you all the things. But yeah, you're right, Margaret. Teach together and rank together. You're amazing, Darius. I'm not Superwoman, believe me. I just serve a super God. There's a super God who loves to do big things with little people. Yeah, we call that my game plan bed. we got that with the game plan book. I had wanted a 4-poster bed since I was like 3 years old. I drew pictures of it, and we found one, and we saved for it, and we got it debt free. So praise the Lord for that. I love you guys. Let's get out there and go share, right? Go share oil. So I want to see what you guys are teaching over this next week and how you're utilizing this book on your team. So I'm going to put a post up and ask you guys what some of the ways are that you're going to creatively use this on your own team. And then you tell me so that we've got more ideas. When we pull our ideas together, we rank, right? So I love you guys so much. Oh, Harper Lee was given the gift of a friend to not work for a full year so she could focus on writing. And that's how that book came about. Yeah, that would have a whole year off. Oh my word. So, all right. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for boot camp. Congratulations to our winners. I'm so grateful you guys are on this page. So grateful. And I'll hang out with you at 8:30. Bye guys.